Now, this lesson is about the so-called angels or the messengers of God who he sent to do his work and deliver his message of judgment, of salvation, of forgiveness, of help, of punishment, of disease, pestilence, death. See, the Lord has many messages that he sends or he sent out, and he uses his angels, his messengers, to send the message. Now, these certain people want you to believe that he has angels that rebelled against him. He couldn't control them. They got out of hand and got into a fight, and he had to kick them out of a spiritual realm, you see, and he had to isolate them down here on this small planet that they call Earth. You see, he had to pretty much put them in some kind of prison and send them down here to this small planet and isolate these messengers of his, these holy angels of his. But those people are not speaking according to the word. When you go to Isaiah 8:20, it says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, that means according to the Bible, there's no light in them. That means they don't see nothing. They blind to the reality and to the facts and to what God got going on. Because clearly in the scriptures, he has righteous angels and messengers that he sends to do all of his work. You see, when it comes to killing and lying and deceiving people and doing whatever is done under the sun, the Lord has angels to do those things. Those things are relegated to his angels. He don't come down here and put his hand on nobody. He don't come down here on earth. He don't shrink in size just to come down here and deal with these people. See, that's a lie from the Antichrist and the deceiver. Because the scriptures say that his angels obey his every command. You see, and when you go to the book of Revelation, it gives you a clear understanding, because it tells you in chapter 16, it gives you a perfect, I'm going to say a perfect understanding. Because some people understand lies clearly. But when you go into Revelation 16, and when you start in verse 1, it talks about 7 angels. Now, what kind of angels are these? These are angels, these are messengers of God. And these angels has a task and a responsibility and a assignment from God, you see, to do something. Verse 1 reads of Revelation 16, verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. So it's a voice coming out of the temple That means we know that God dwells in the Holy of Holies in the temple of God. And it's telling the angels, go your ways. He's commanding these angels to do his work. You see? Now, not going to go through all of the angels' assignments, but when you get to the sixth angel, this sixth angel poured out his vow. Now, what is the, let's get the clarity, the understanding of the vow. See these people. Salakia. Let's get the understanding of the vow, or the bowls in some translation. The bowls that was poured out. He said, go your ways and pour out the bowl or the vows. And in the vow, you have the wrath of God. That means God has wrath. He's mad. He's angry. He's ready to punish somebody. He's ready to kill somebody. He's ready to do something to somebody. You see? And he sent his angels with this wrath in the bowl, and the angels is going to pour out the wrath. The righteous, holy angel of God is going to pour out this wrath. Now, when you get to verse 12 of chapter 16 in Revelation, it say, and the sixth angel poured out his vial or bowl upon the great river Euphrates. Okay, now he's pouring out the wrath, and everything that this thing describes is a result of the wrath of God. Is the substance that was in that bowl. You see, he pouring everything that was in that bowl out, and it's gonna play out on earth. Because they say upon, that means he's pouring the wrath on the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So he poured out the wrath on the river Euphrates and dried it up, because he's trying to prepare for war. Then he talks about, in verse 13, the unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon. You see, he made spirits come out of the mouth of the dragon. The wrath of God caused these spirits to come out of the mouth of the dragon. That means that's not an angel. The dragon is not an angel. The angel poured out the wrath of God onto the dragon and made spirits come out of his mouth, unclean spirits. He poured it on the beast and made unclean spirits come out. He poured it on the false prophets and made unclean spirits come out. Then he reiterated in verse 14, he said, for they are spirits of devils. You see, working miracles. Where do miracles come from? The Most High God, and through his angels, his messengers, which then it goes on to say, which go forth unto the kings of the earth, and of the whole world, to gather them together to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. Now, these angels, these seven angels, is given the wrath of God. These seven angels ain't no fallen angel that rebelled against God, and now God got to go to war with them and check them and put them in their place, throw them in some prison, and do all kind of things to them. You see, that's not what this thing is talking about. But this is what the Christianity Church and Jehovah's Witness, with their wickedness, wicked lies, is telling the world, the Catholic, whatever denomination you want to put on it, from these Edomites, the doctrines coming out of these Edomites' mouth and spirit, because they are the false prophet. See, that's the wrath of God. Now, to let you see how they the false prophet, and God poured a bowl of wrath onto the false prophet. You see, spirits of devils. He created spirits of devils. You see, the deception. He created this deception because he had wrath, and he got his angel to pour out the wrath. So from that wrath came spirits of devils working miracles. Okay? So that's what people don't understand. They thinking these spirits of devils, the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, they think God ain't controlling them and causing them to do what he want them to do due to his anger. You see, and his wrath. They thinking that these things are working independent from God. Now in Thessalonians, he breaks it down and lets you know what's going on with the false prophet. Let me get Thessalonians real quick. Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. 2nd Thessalonians. We got 2nd Thessalonians. Then the 2nd chapter of 2nd Thessalonians, starting at verse 9. And really at verse 8. Let's go and start it at verse 8. And then shall that wicked, not the wicked, but that wicked, it's a specific wicked, be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, the adversary, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Number 11 is the key. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. God sent the spirit. God sent these things, man. This ain't no freaking Satan, the devil, and all this. He controlling the... No, God sent this spirit of deception towards people that don't want to believe the truth. They don't want to believe the truth. You see, that's the whole key to it. These people don't want to hear the truth. And so he's saying that he is the cause of this situation of false prophets. The sixth angel poured out the wrath of God onto the false prophet and made spirits of deception. You see, devils mean deception. Spirits of deception working miracles so that he can cause these people to go into a major world war. And it's going to be his war. The great day of God Almighty. This is his great day. They call it Armageddon in the Hebrew. This is his great day. And he's calling his angels, his messengers, to cause this great day. Not know he's going this great day of Armageddon. He's fighting some wicked angels. He's not fighting no angels. He's fighting these wicked humans on earth, and mainly the Israelites, because he chose them. The heathens, he never cared about them anyway. But the peoples that want to believe a lie, he got the heathen to tell lies. You see, that's who the dragon is. The dragon is, and the beast is the leader of these, is the heathens and their leaders. That's why he say in verse 12 of chapter 16 in Revelations, he say the kings of the east might be prepared. And in verse 14 he say the miracle and the deception was going to go out to the kings of the earth and of the whole world. These heathens and their kings, because see, Israel don't have a king. Let's certify that before I close out. We're at 14. Israel don't have a king, and that's in two major places in the Bible. Now when you go to Micah, Get that real quick. Micah chapter 4. Micah chapter 4, verse 9. He said, now why do thou cry out loud? Is there no king in you? Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. Verse 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. So the nation of Israel is in having birth pains like a woman, and they're going to be birthed as a nation again and have a king. But at this point in time, while they're in Babylon, in the field, away from their city, that's why in verse 10 it say they go forth out of the city and dwell in the field. See, they left their city, Jerusalem and Israel, and they dwelling in the field of Babylon, picking cotton and working in their factories and restaurants, being servants and handmaids to these red dragons and to these heathens around the world. Now, when you go to Hosea, chapter 3, Hosea chapter 3, verse 4, it say, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king and without a prince. Okay? And so we don't have a king. So he's not gathering us to nothing. He's using them as a delusion for us who don't want to believe that we are the children of Israel. You got the 2/3 that don't want to believe that they are the children of Israel, and they are going to get punished. They're going to die with these heathens out here. Whatever heathens that he punished, these 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to die with them. Only a remnant is going to survive. And I'm going to get that right quick and close out. Only a remnant is going to survive this coming destruction of Babylon the Great, because it wasn't meant for everybody to make it out of this thing alive. You see, that's why you got the deception going on, because some of these Israelites don't want to return to their power. They want to stay with the nations and do what the heathens do. And see, he's not allowing that mess. You're not finna stay here and do what these heathens do. Now, when you go to Romans, it clearly lets you know that he didn't get rid of his people first of all. That's what the heathen would like to try to tell you. That, God got rid of his peoples, and he looking for other people to help. Now, real quick, he say in chapter 11, he lets you know, Romans chapter 11. Now, it talks about the remnant here. He said in 11 verse 4, he said, and it was concerning that he get rid of his people. In verse 4 he said, but what shall the answer of God unto him? What saith the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, the red dragon, these kings of the earth, or these Edomites. In verse 5, he say, even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Now that remnant is the elect. The elect is going to make it out of here alive. The elect of the children of Israel is going to make it out of here. And to give you the exact time they're going to make it out of here, you go to Matthew 24, verse 30, I'm going to say 20, verse 30. Matthew 24, verse 30. 24, verse 30. And then shall appear the Son of Man in heaven, the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds or the UFOs, of heaven with power and great glory. 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. You see, only his elect is going to be saved from the children of Israel. Because when you go back to Romans and you look at that verse 11, it talks about the children of Israel, and it talks about how all of them was not designated to come up out of him. 11, 20, 25. It say that blindness in part is happened to Israel. You see, blindness happened to them. But all of them not going to come. Only the elect is going to get chosen out of the nation of Israel. But where we at 20, we're going to leave it there. And ain't no wicked angels making nobody do nothing. Ain't no a wicked angel named Satan or devil. You see, none of them names go to a angel, a spirit, a powerful spirit God made, an indestructible spirit God made. You see, none of those names go to them. Them angels have their own name, and none of their names is Satan. That's a bold-faced lie. Only men on earth is the adversary. Only they can rebel against God. Only they can be wicked. You see, and the wicked is the Satan, the devil. The wicked are the deceivers. They're gonna try to deceive you. The nation of Edom is the wicked. When you go into the description of the nation of Edom, King David, Psalms 58 verse 3, they was born liars. They was born deceivers. When Esau came out in verse 25 of Genesis, he was a cunning hunter. He was a con man. He gonna con you and tell you an amazing lie, and you gonna believe it. And then he gonna kill your behind because he's hunting for your life. He was like that from the beginning. And all of his children have the same blood and spirit inside of them. But I'm gonna leave it there. He is the devil. He is the wicked angel. He's the wicked messenger because he's the sword of the Lord. When you go to Psalms 17:13, it say that he is the sword of the Lord. Just like in Romans 13. Romans 13 lets you know that God used him to be his avenger on the wicked Israelites and anybody that's around here doing evil work. He's not going to get Esau to kill people that's doing righteous work until the last judgment, till all heck break loose in Armageddon. That's when he's going to probably allow some of the righteous people to be killed and for his word only. They're not going to get killed because they're trying to protect their car. They're not going to get killed because they're trying to protect their children. No, they only going to get killed because they saying, we going to stick with God over you and obey God rather than man. But we going to leave it there for real. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace of these elect worldwide. Death to America. Death to these red dragons. Shalom.